Hey YouTube, we back with another video. I'm Ash
I'm
here.
Leah.
Alright, in this video we want to talk about
Red flags.
but let's just say like I've been, researching stuff and I'm seeing that, our young beautiful black queens are getting off unalive by men that they're dealing with, Like, it's like on some, if I can't have you, nobody else can have you. And I feel like it's stuff that you can be aware of to watch out for to
Like
not,
prevent those certain
yeah,
situations from
because
happening
I
before it
feel
happens.
like sometimes when women get too deep in it, they feel like they're stuck and they feel like it's no way out. But if you're still breathing, it's still a way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not over. Like, I know you in a situation where I'm like, I already took too much. So now he feel like he owned me, and I pretty much made him feel like that. So I can't, start acting different now because it ain't gonna be safe for me because I already made it so he can do whatever he want and really didn't face no consequences. And I always go back to him, and so it's like I'm just stuck in this situation, but it's so many spots and they got so many online things that you can reach out, even numbers that you can call, just reach out, even like you could sneak and do it where the person won't even detect it. Like unless they sitting in front of your face 24/7, which I doubt, because bills don't pay themselves, and of course y'all gotta make a living. So whenever you feel safe, just don't be scared to make that call. Like I said, even if you don't have family to call, even if they isolated you from your friends, your family, is numbers online to help. Just never, what I'm saying, give up hope, even when you feel like you don't got no hope left, because that's what's going to keep you here. And if you feel like you got something to fight for it. I know some people got their kids to fight for, and that's even worse if you're doing that around your kids. But if you don't have any kids and you feel like you don't have to fight for it, just you gotta have something in yourself that's strong enough to like, yo, I need to be here. I make a difference. This world still needs me, and I need to be in this world.
So what are
So
like some of the things that us women should look out for as far as like, walking away from a situation before it happened, like you were just saying?
okay, so well, if you talking to a dude that you know every time you out the house or something, you just hanging out with your friends, family, it don't matter. He keeping tabs on you, like, okay, it's nothing wrong with, communicating with your significant other, stuff like, hey, where you at? Yeah, when you come home, like that's just a normal conversation you have in a relationship. But every time you go out 24/7, he constantly like,
You
okay,
want to update you
what
with
you
your
doing
location.
now? Well, how long you gonna be talking to them? It's like some of those are signs to look out for because it's like why he constantly hitting me up after I already told him, okay, I'm gonna be this, there, and the third, and it's like, yeah, I'm saying, even if you go over the time, he's like, oh, you said you gonna be okay, well, we lost track of time, that's cool. I'm having fun with my family, like I'm having, and he just constantly like hitting you up, and it's just like nonstop, like, oh, you 1 minute before your time, like what's the whole up? You say you're gonna be, you gotta pay attention to that because I know you probably think in your head, especially maybe as a young girl, it's like, he just care about me. He just look at him, keep it trying to me. Oh, that's so cute. It's really not cute though because no, nothing about that is cute. Like because he building that up like that's his way of
Controlling.
controlling a situation. Whether you see it or not, like he is controlling that situation because he basically telling you like you probably don't see it because you like I told him I'm going out and I went out and I'm with the thing and I told him I was gonna be back this and that time. So he probably just wonder where I'm at. He concerned me. It's not like he controlling me because I still went out and I'm still doing what I do. He just concerned because I'm not. That's not concern because he already know where you at. You told him where you at. You told him what he doing. So what is there for the concern about? Like he really upset that he is like not in his control that you not home at this exactly point second, this point hour, and this point minute. You know what I'm saying? To be precise, like he want that control of that situation. You don't see it as the control because, like you said, you went out the door on your own and you with them on your own. You don't see that, but those are signs to look out for because that is a form of control, and whether you realize it or not, he is building that up to control you. And if you let even a situation like that slide, he gonna progress and do other things, keep doing that, and it's gonna continue to get worse. So we not saying just break up with him soon as you see that, no, but address it. Be
Mm.
like, yeah, it wasn't cool that I know I said I'd be home at this time, but I was with my family. Like, what was that? Blowing my phone up. I can't even enjoy it. I'm talking about spending time with you, and y'all probably even live together. It's like I see you, all the time, just spending time with them, and it's like you just address it. Any situation you address it, and you also pay attention to how he reacts and what's his conversation given when he say that to you. Like, is he accepting that, or is he brushing you off, or is he saying, "Nah"? I said like you gotta pay attention to all that. Like if you address the situation, he like no, because you said you was gonna be home at this time, and yeah, I got a right to know what you at, or what I'm saying, you not home. But after I told you, even though you still not required to tell you because you a grown individual person, but you did feel that out of courtesy. It's like after I told you, it's like why wasn't that there that you still was blowing my phone up constantly? And it's no, oh, okay, I'm sorry, I tripped it. I take a step back. I can see if it's no that, if it's no accountability, he just brushing you off like, nah, whatever. You gotta pay attention to all that because he is not respecting what you're saying, girl. Like that is just going in one out of the other. So basically, you do that again, it's gonna be a problem because he didn't accept your address. Like he didn't, apologize. He didn't understand where you was coming from. It's just his way or the highway. That's kind of how it starts. Like, it's situations like that. It's kind of how it starts. So it's just like when they say sometimes, I know this is a bad term, but sometimes, don't you know how sometimes they say you can fuel a monster? But we not saying that you building that monster. I know I say much stuff funny, but a monster, yeah. So you know how sometimes you could build a monster, but it's like that person was already a monster within. They already had the demon within. But so they not really saying, well, I'm not really saying that you building that person, but what's a good word to say? You condoning you kind of condoning their monster. They
Condoning
all
their action.
yeah. Most people like
Yeah.
that. They looking for somebody to accept that in a
Mm-hmm.
way, even though you might feel like you address situation. I don't just let it go by without saying anything. I address it, but if you address it enough to get solved, if you address it, and he not hearing you out, he not respecting what you're saying, it's not really getting addressed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, that's kind of what they say when you building it because, like I said, they already have it within, but when you condone it, it's just make it progress more and more dangerous. Okay, so those are some signs of that. Another sign is, when he might be, I don't know, he might be a
Verbally
slight temper.
abusive.
Yeah, he might
Yeah.
have a slight temper. It might start off like a slight temper because they normally don't progress heavy, high. Normally it starts off low. Normally. We're
Mm-hmm.
not saying this is the case for all the time. But he's like, oh yeah, that's just a slight temper. I got that too. It's no big deal. So that's how they want you to think, oh, it's no big deal until it is a deal. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it might be too late by then. So we just pay attention to the small things because the small things can lead to big things. And if the small things keep happening, that's all it's gonna do is keep progressing, get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and your loved ones calling, what my daughter, what my sister, what my, and they might find you in the woods. But we don't want that to happen for nobody. You know what I'm saying? But we notice that people like us are vulnerable for it to happen. So we, just don't ignore what's going on. What's some of the signs that you feel like is
I mean, as far as me, like you were saying, like the controlling, the passive. I mean, not passive aggressive thing, but I mean, yeah, that could be part of it too. Um, like you were saying, like verbally abusive, short tempered, like those is a lot of flags that you should be aware of. You can't say, "Oh, I act like that too." Like, nah, I don't think what you would do and what another person would do. It's like two different things because some people really will like if you really stop recording. Like if you really pay attention to these people, like whoever you're dealing with, it's going to show like one way or the other. Like it could be like the smallest little thing. That small thing, like she said, could turn into something bigger. So if you don't address it now, over time it's going to progress.
Right.
So the more you let a person get away with it, the more they think it's okay to continue doing that. And then you don't want to be one of those people that let a lot of things slide to the point where you to the point where you have to do you have to like do something about it because it could turn very dangerous real quick. Matter of fact, I was in a situation like that. I pointed it out. Like once I found out like he was like super aggressive, he started like being very combative, like angry when we was at a gas station, public place. Like I knew if I was to continue on in that situation with him because everything was moving really fast too at the same time. Like the whole relationship, like he wanted to always like he didn't really give our friendship time to like bloom. It was like, oh, we need to hurry up and get in a relationship and we need to hurry up and do that. Like and even when we was together, like intimately, like everything was always aggressive. So that was another thing that I knew, like, oh, this person could probably potentially be a abuser towards me. And even when we broke up, he was threatening me then, like sending verbal messages through text messages, like, oh, well, I should, unalive you and stuff like that. Like, yeah, it was that serious. But because I knew that this could potentially be something that I felt unsafe for myself was that incident that we had when we was at the gas station. Like he came in there, said what he said while I was trying to pay for gas. Then me coming outside was really the kicker for me that had me like, oh nah, this dude right here surely got some mentally issues. Like he could physically harm me was when we was arguing at the gas pump and I seen his fist like clenched up, like clenched up on the side. And I was like, you know what? Let me calm down before this get physical. After I dropped them all, that was the last time I spoke to him. Sometimes you have to like if you see certain situations, like I said, if you see certain situations like that, just remain calm, because that's what I had to do. I had to remain calm. I remained calm, dropped them all. Really, I could have left them at that gas station, which I should have did, but I remained calm, dropped them all, and I texted him like, "Hey, I don't think this gonna work out." Of course, he got mad. I mean, but and another thing, I never let him know where I lived at.
What did he say when you said, I don't think it's gonna work out?
Of course, he got mad. He sent numerous text messages saying, "Oh, my mother was right about you women. Y'all just don't want nobody. You're like the same. You're just all that. I should unalive you. Come up there to your job." Like, it was threatening like that. Even left many voicemails. It was so traumatizing to. Yeah, I blocked him, but it was also so traumatizing to the point where I even tried to press charges against this person.
Did he ever come up to your job?
No, because even if he did, he wasn't going to be able to get through, because I was at the airport at the time. So he wasn't going to be able to get through security. Plus, I don't even think he knew what airport I worked at. So it would have been pointless going to every.
They was empty threats. He was trying to. That's another thing they do. They guilt trip you into getting back in that situation because they want to have you right where they want to have you. He wasn't. You see how he did all that, but he wasn't even with her. She felt safe to hit him when she dropped him off, and she messaged him that because she felt safe. He not with her. He don't know where she at. So all he could do was kirk out, but then guilt trip her into like giving it another chance so he can get her in a vulnerable situation. Because that's how they do too.
Right. So yeah, like that one red flag, like I said, what really set it off was when we was at that gas station and he clenched his fist up at me and I seen that. When I knew, like, yeah, gotta go.
Yeah,
deuces.
So I also got a situation. It's not my situation, but it's a situation where my ex friend, which was kind of his like ex friend, because we was in a relationship at the time, but he had a friend that he fell out with, but he was still friends with the girl of his friend, I guess. I can't remember if he knew her first or like what the situation was, but his ex friend was basically beating on this girl. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, yeah, I never known him to actually beat on the girl anyway. I think this is the first situation where he actually was beating on the girl. And I think what happened was,
when you say beat, was it like he
physically beating her?
No, I know that you mean like physically beating her, but like because you saying the friend said I never known him to like beat her. This was his first time doing it, so this wasn't a numerous thing. That was just like a one-time incident.
No, I'm trying to tell you, it's not. So anyway, what I was trying to say is that he beat on her, like he started beating on her. Of course, it's not a one-time thing because he got away with it. That's another thing that I'm trying to tell you. Never let them get away with it. But I'm trying to tell you that he never knew his friend to do that so you can have an overall feel of it. Just because they never did it before to anybody else, don't mean that if you allow them to do it, they can't continue to do it with you because they're gonna feel like you might be creating monster, like I said, or maybe it's a monster already within, and it just took that situation to bring it out. You never know what the case is with these situations. But so yeah, he started beating on her, and he would tell my ex. She would tell him about it, and he would see, the bruises and stuff. And of course, he would give his advice like, "Yeah, you should leave that nigga." Because she had kids. I believe it was his kids too, or maybe it was just her. And he was just, there at the house with the kid. I guess he had a hand and take care of it. I believe. But yeah, it started off with him just, yeah, I guess bruising her up, and then it went to black eyes and different stuff. It progressed because, like I said, she let him get away with it. And I'm gonna go back to say like, okay, so he never did it before. So my thing is, I'm thinking like, in my mind, okay, if he never was this type of person to do it, maybe the first time he hit her out of aggression, maybe when they was having an argument, the first time he hit her, maybe he shocked himself, you know. But once he didn't face no consequence about it, it's like, oh, but I got away with it. And now she knows what's up. I'm like, okay, I'm the man around here. I feel any type of way, I'm gonna do it again because I got away with it. She gonna know, like, she gonna know what's up.
Right.
So I feel like, your mic on?
Yeah, my mic on.
My thing was, it wasn't green. It wasn't green.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes like things like that could happen out of nowhere. In my instance, like
Yeah, but hold on, let me finish. So she let it progress, right? And that's exactly what it did. So he started not even letting her out the house for real. It's like she was stuck in the house with the kids. Like he started controlling everything about her for real because she let that one instant happen and she let it progress. Now all of a sudden she can't leave the house without you, and you want her to stand there while you go out and work or do your thing, whatever you out there doing, and then maybe you come home and you had a bad day and use her as a punch bag. So she found herself in that situation. I don't know, like,
trap.
yeah, I don't know how it ended because like that was the ex and we stopped talking, but it couldn't have been good
Right.
unless she got herself out of it, which of course I'm hoping that she did because she's a very beautiful girl, and it's always our beautiful black queens. Like the girl is very beautiful, and it seems like if I'm gonna make you, it's almost like an envious within a man. Like I'm gonna make you ugly so don't nobody want you.
She didn't have like
if
no
you trying to
brothers or nothing.
I don't think she had brothers. I think, she was friends with male. I guess she used him to confide in. I don't think she had no brothers. I don't know
she
what
had
her
no family.
I don't know her personal situation with her family like that because I didn't meet her. But he would tell me stories about it. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's almost envious or a jealousy within. Like if that man do feel like he got a beautiful woman and it's out of his control, or he feel like she gonna leave him and he gonna ugly her up for
the next person.
Yeah, or if it ain't gonna be no next person because it's like if I can't have you, nobody can have you, and that type of situation. Of course, it's always best to try to leave, like, and don't leave when it's just you and him in the room. Make sure that it's safe.
Yeah,
Maybe
like
when he go out the house, run. Don't look back. Take all your stuff and go. Like, do whatever you have to do to exit that situation safely. So, yeah. You gotta say somebody else?
No, like you were saying, like it have to be a safety when you're in a situation like that. So you don't want it to happen while they are aware that it's going to happen. Right. So do it. You just gotta plan it out and then do it. Once you plan it out, take your exit.
Period. Yeah.
Like I took my exit. Like that one time, I